Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a Rice Balls episode. This is not live.
I want sticky rice, but I can't eat it now.
Yeah, because we have. She's not allowed to eat anything after midnight. She
except cats.
Yeah. And you can have clear liquids, right?
Yeah. Water, apple and cranberry juice, soda, which includes ginger ale, Sprite, 7-Up, and tonic water, popsicles, black coffee, and black tea. But I can't have powder creamer in my coffee. Oh. I can have sweetener in it, but no creamer.
Because it's midnight, our time.
Almost.
Yeah.
I was wondering, I almost bought a pack of Jell-O, because after I had my endometriosis surgery in Springfield, that was one of the things that was on a clear liquid diet was Jell-O.
Yeah, it's not heavy.
Well, they don't have it on there, so I didn't buy any.
Because I make videos about Okinawa, about my life there, and can you tell that I loved growing up there? My wife was mentioning popcorn balls, and I remember there was this lady on Okinawa that would come to our neighborhood and sell rice balls.
Oh.
You could buy rice balls, well, it seemed like everywhere. In other words, I knew where to buy them.
Is there anything special in them, or are they just rice?
Yeah, they're all different.
Well, I mean, do they put, seasoning and...
Oh, yeah, you can, you know how, you have...
You got that, rice seasoning?
Yeah, you can roll them in something. My favorite ones had, a little, I don't know what it was, like a piece of fruit or something in the middle of it.
Oh.
And you one of the ways you do it is you
I think some of them roll them in sesame seeds or poppy seeds or
and one
seaweed
is rolled in cane juice, sugar cane juice. Well, you have real sugar cane on Okinawa, and so it wasn't ultra sweet, but it was sweet enough. I don't know how to explain that.
Not sickeningly sweet.
Right. And you had it was like you'd bite into it, and it's like, oh my, this is good.
It's kind of like a candy almost.
Yeah, there was a book that I read, I believe it was Prisoners of the Japanese by Gavin Dawes, which I wish I still had a copy of, but,
Well, at least I remembered to get, popsicles.
Yeah.
I got the little ones because I thought, oh God, how many, smaller ones.
And Mr. Dawes' book, Prisoners of the Japanese, I believe that was the book. He talks about, this is during the battle for Okinawa, how this Japanese pilot, or the propaganda coming out of Tokyo, was during the battle for Okinawa, this Japanese pilot took a rice ball and he threw it at a P-51 or something like that,
right.
And knocked it out of the sky.
I doubt that.
Yeah, let me tell you.
A rice ball had to be as hard as concrete.
Yeah, if you opened the cockpit of an airplane, you put a rice ball up there, it would disintegrate.
Or it goes through the propeller and it'd be like a meat grinder.
Yeah.
Meat grinder.
Yeah. But, that's what happens during war, all sorts of propaganda.
Bullshit.
Yeah. But, I loved rice balls. I don't know how to make them. I've never made them. I've made sushi.
I can make sticky rice for you, though.
Yeah, and that's what you would use.
And the short grain rice that I found is probably exactly what you would use for it.
And another thing I miss about Okinawa food-wise, I miss everything about Okinawa. Well, 99.999 of everything.
You need to eat Thai food.
Oh, I love Thai food.
Thai food's a lot of vegetables. It's good for you.
There was a Thai restaurant on Fredericksburg Road, down the road from where I was. And I guess they just weren't getting a lot of business, but it was real greasy. It was real greasy. And so they sold it, and it became a Mexican restaurant.
Well, that's not usual for Thai food.
No, but that's the way that place was.
Kind of screwed up, sounds like.
Yeah. But, what was I going to say? Rice balls. Oh, the rice on Okinawa. Oh my gosh. It was so good. Most people don't realize that there are 1,000,000,001 plus different varieties of rice. It depends on like where it's grown, the altitude, the moisture, the variety, all sorts of factors, the weather, all sorts of factors play in. And I mean, there are some rice out there that is extremely expensive. And well, I mean, you're paying even more.
Well, like Thai chick. I've always, what Chai always said is Thailand produces the best jasmine rice.
Mm. I loved and love short grain rice. To be honest with you, most of the short grain rice I've had over here,
is it right?
Yeah, it doesn't quite meet the Okinawa standard.
What do you mean?
Just the flavor, the texture, it's just not quite the same. But Okinawa is there in Asia. They grow some of their own rice, a lot of it. They also probably import quite a bit, so you get rice from Japan, Korea, China,
yeah, probably get cheap shit.
Thailand. Yeah, you get any kind of rice you want, you could probably find on Okinawa. And there is some really good rice out there, and no disrespect to American, they don't like their farms being called rice paddies. But I grew up calling, rice farms rice paddies, okay? So, hey.
Well, it's a rice paddy. What
yeah.
the hell?
And, I've just never found, I'm not saying I dislike American rice. I don't dislike it. I mean,
it's all right for long grain rice. I mean.
Yeah, it's just that they're on Okinawa. Oh my gosh, the rice was so good. And look, imagine how long ago that was, and I still remember the rice and the rice balls and the typhoons. Oh,
the typhoons, huh?
You will never forget. Once you've heard the whistle, or whatever that.
The siren.
Well, no, the sound of the storm as the winds.
Oh.
Yeah, you will never forget that. It's like, and then when, like, I mentioned this in another video. Once a typhoon came over. This was before we lived on base, and the neighborhood I'm talking about now is the neighborhood where that lady would come through and sell rice balls. She had a cart. She came through with a cart, and sometimes they were wrapped in banana leaves, which you don't eat the banana leaves, but
you have to have something to. It's like a wrapper.
Yeah, yeah. And the typhoon came in. My dad put the tape in the wood and did the whole thing with the house.
Like it helped.
Well, it kept the glass from breaking.
Oh.
And everything in the yard had to be either
tied down or
put inside. And this was the house where I mentioned in another video about I was in bed and some guy comes in and he gives me a toy like a Tonka truck, and he says, well, if you tell anybody, it'll disappear. So I got up, I played with it, and then I said, well, it's a stranger in the house, so I need to tell my parents.
Uh-oh.
So I told my parents, went back, and guess what? It wasn't there anymore. So, of course, they thought, it's...
You're crazy.
Yeah, it's some little kid having an imagination or a dream or whatever. But anyway, I don't know what it was, but anyway, I begged my dad to let me go outside. This is when the eye came over. I begged him, and finally he...
You might let you stick your head out the front door.
Yeah, he finally acquiesced, and but he only let me stay out, like, to step outside and step back inside. The pressure, the air pressure, it's like so... Ooh, spooky.
It's like guys, some guys who watch the tornado until it's almost like eating the house.
Yeah.
I've seen guys do that too. Like.
And but I had to go right back in because my dad had to go out and make sure everything was still secure, things weren't damaged, and all that. But I wasn't allowed to stay out very long. Once we got locked out of our house.
You what?
We got locked out of our house. I don't know how it happened.
Dad not have the keys or something?
I guess so.
What'd you do? Had to crawl in the window?
No, he got a screwdriver and a hammer and tap and took the hinges, the pin in the hinges. Took those off, took the whole door off,
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't just pop open a window and stick you in and tell you to unlock the door. That would have been even easier.
Yeah. So anyway, so I just wanted to talk about rice balls, so I'll share this on some Okinawa pages on Facebook. Bye-bye. Welcome the Great Pumpkin. He's coming soon.